Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. Well, today we're going to use the great Divi Supreme modules to create a pop-up carousel that you can buy your tickets for your movies from. Obviously you don't have to do what I'm doing here, but a pop-up carousel to show off your products or whatever it is you want to show people is a great idea for your site. And with the Supreme Modules plugin, it's really easy to do. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the Visual Builder. While the builder's loading, I'm going to go to our Divi Supreme Pro page here. If you go to your dashboard, once you've got Divi Supreme Pro installed, you'll find it here. If you click on it and go to the general settings right up here, we need to make sure that we've got the Divi pop-up enabled, so that's purple, because without that enabled today this will not work. So make sure that's enabled. Once it's enabled, save your changes. And the first thing we need to do is create our actual carousel. So let's go down and create it. It doesn't matter too much where we create it because I'm going to delete it afterwards. I'm going to add a new row with a little green button here. I'm going to make it single column. Divi comes as standard with all the light grey ones. When you add the Supreme Pro modules, you get another 40 or so of these purple ones here, and they are excellent modules. So I'm going to use a card carousel. I'm going to add a new item, obviously, and let's use some of the images that I've got already. I'm going to go down to image and badge. I'm going to add my image. Use this one. Move this out of the way. As you can see, it's put it in there with 3 cards. Just for demonstration, it puts in 3. We're actually working on 1. I want to set my image height because I want to see more of the image there. So I'm going to set mine to about 350. I think worked for me. Fine tune it with the little arrows right there. Great, I don't need anything on my badge text. So let's just delete the badge text right there. And now we can go in and put in whatever we want in our text, which is up the top here. Title, I'll give it the title of the movie, Downtown. And the rating, perhaps PG. And in here, I'm just going to put a time. So let's put 1 hour and 35 minutes. Great, so you can see that says Downtown PG, 1 hour 35 minutes. For the button, let's say get tickets or buy tickets or whatever you want to say. Then put in the URL, obviously, where you want your button to take them. If it's a WooCommerce product, you can take them there, or whatever it is you're building. I don't need one particularly because I really haven't got any tickets, as this is not a real site. Okay, now I want to go to my design. I'm just going to simply make the title text white to stand out. Obviously, you want to do exactly what you want to do. Body text, I also want to be white, and the subheading text down below, I want that to be white as well. Great, and I think I'll put a little border around this thing. So let's roll on down to border. I'll give it, say, 5 pix rounded corners. And let's make the border just 1 pixel wide. It's put in a little one there for us, and let's make it red. There we go. Now I'm going to duplicate. If I save this card now, that's our first card done. And if I'm going to duplicate it 2 or 3 times, so we've got 3 of them now. If I make 4, it'll start actually rotating. Now it's got something to rotate with. The only other change I'm going to make, I'm going to go into each of these and customize them. I'll pause while I do this. I'm also just going to put a little purple circle around our arrows right there. So let's go to our design. Arrow element. Outside's fine, which is where it is. Arrow color, I'm going to make that white. And I'm going to make the background color purple. I want to make it round, so I'm going to say 50. And you can either put in percent or pix or whatever you like. By default, it puts in pixels for you. So if you just put in 50, it'll make those perfectly round for you. Great. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to decorate these other slides. No point you watching me duplicate what I did in the first one. Okay, well, I've just put in a few more slides. I think I've got about 6 of them now with various little things. Now we've got our carousel. What we want to do is save it. We want to save it to our library. If we go up to our little row tab here, see the little circular icon there just to the left of the trash can. Click on it. Save this to our library. And I guess I'll call it CAR for carousel. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my library. Right, we're done with this thing. I don't want it sitting on the page here. I just want it to pop up when people want to use it. So what I'm going to do is go in and delete it. I've got a button up here that says now showing. So before I edit my button, I need to refresh this page so it can find my layout that I saved. So I'm going to save a draft. Now I'm going to refresh the page. Great, now the page is refreshed. Let's go down to our button. I'm going to go into our button, little cog. And because we enabled, I'm going to go over to the Advanced tab, down to Visibility. And because we enabled that switch in our last step in the Divi Supreme, this one right here, we've now got a switch in all our modules that says use pop-up. So I want to use a pop-up. Pop-up type, it is a layout because we saved our carousel as a layout. Now we need to find it in our library. And it was called car, wasn't it, for carousel. Now we can trigger it on the module click, or we can choose to trigger it on a button click. You can use either of those for this because our module is an actual button, so either of those will work. We can close it with a pop-up trigger outside the pop-up, that's fine. Don't want to use auto close. Auto close will let you put a time in there, and after a certain amount of time it'll close it for you. Entrance animation is fine as fade in. There's plenty to choose from here, but I'm just going to leave mine as the default. I do want it to be in the center. I do want it to be absolute, so if they scroll up and down the site accidentally, it'll still be right in the middle of their screen. I'm going to put full width to on because I want it the full width of the row that we built there, which is great. Overlay's fine, it'll sort of blacken out the background a little bit there for us. You can change the color here if you wish. And we'll show the close button. Inside's fine. By default it puts an X in there, which is pretty standard. And we'll keep that white in color. So I think we're actually done. Let's save this. We'll save our page changes. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. Great, well let's go down and see if our pop-up's going to work. There we are, and it's popped up with our little carousel there. And as you can see, the overlay is working on the background. You can still see it, but it's kind of blacked out a little bit. Now let's make sure our left and right arrows are going to work. That one works fine. That one works fine too. And there's our little close button that we made white up there. Very easy. Like I say, that's a great little feature to have on your site. You can have images, just photos, or you can have anything you want there to engage your visitors. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.